Hey everyone, this is Cindy Emmy, and today I'm going to be doing either one or two videos on how to harden your beading. It depends on if I can find a stitch marker that I've made a certain way, because I don't actually harden all my stitch markers, because if they're like made if they're going this direction, they tend not to curl. But if they're made where the design, when it's facing you, it's beaded where the top is flat instead of the sides are flat, then it tends to curl in, and I harden those. But actually, most patterns have where the sides are flat and the tops aren't flat. But if I can find one of those before I finish editing this video, then I will add it on to the end of this one. If I find it after I finished editing it and exporting it and putting it on YouTube, then I will just quickly make a shorter second video. But this is mainly because I got questions about like hardening the tops of my fringe earrings and when I mentioned like drying and stuff, and people are complaining like you shouldn't do things to fringe earrings, and I'm like, it's not really what you think it is. Okay, so I found this method when I was looking up back when I'm still doing I think they're called Russian leaves, and I was making them. I had a pattern that was a Russian leaf, but it made a awareness ribbon. So I found it like after a while they would slowly flatten, and I didn't like them as much. So I found this method online to harden them so that they would last in their shape longer. And then I started testing out with my fringe earrings and the tops of them, because if you can see, this is my second pair of these. They curl and hold on, trying to get it in the camera. See, they curl down and fold. And also, I found that the best thing to do is to leave these flat after I bead them, because the nylon thread likes to stretch out if you hang them up. So I leave them flat with the little bit of space I have at the top, and then I harden them, and then they don't get as much gapping underneath the fringe, so they stay nice longer. But yeah, so I harden the tops so that they don't flop, so when you're wearing the earring you see the whole thing, and it's not like some weird, like I bought some fringe earrings that I just hated wearing after a certain amount of time because they just folded in. Alright, so all you need for this is, which you don't need to use everything that I use, but I, for fringe earrings, like to have a paper plate, because you're going to be working with chemicals. So paper plate, one, but two, because no matter what type of paper towel you use, the chemicals will get under it and leave like a mark. So I like using a paper plate as a catch-all. But also with fringe earrings, I like using the sides and having the top lay down like this, so that any extra stuff that any of the chemicals, it drains down and not into the fringe. I've never actually had it really go into the fringe. A couple patterns, like because I did it differently, like when I was first starting the string, I went higher up in the beading and it like made the things kink up, but it doesn't really do that as much now. But all you had to do was just move the fringe and it would get back to normal. All right, and then you have Protect-A-Clear. Ooh, hold on. Protect-A-Clear. Protecta clear. I will try and remember to link it below. And I use vinyl gloves. Any type of glove, unless I'm slightly allergic to latex. So yeah, and then I just got from the dollar store some art brushes. And then when I do stitch markers, I have this. I don't have a Cricut, I have a Silhouette, but oops, that's upside down. but I use these and I hold the top of the thing and dunk it in. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing, I have a whole pile of fringe earrings I've been working on. So we're gonna harden them. So I take my brush. Alright, sorry, I had to move the camera. Alright, so we just dab the brush in there, wipe it off on the side so you don't get too much because it doesn't need a ton of the chemicals. And we just brush the chemicals into the top. I like to stop one bead length away from the fringe. It'll still harden enough that it'll stay flat, but alright, and then I'll do the other one. And then once I do the second one, we're gonna flip it over. Oopsie. Ooh, I just realized not wearing my gloves. That's not... I start filming, which I never intended to ever actually film me doing this, but I start filming and my brain's like on if the camera can see it or not on making sure that I'm protected. Do as I say, not as I do. So back to... Now these don't dry fast. It takes like 24 hours, but they do get really sticky fast. Ooh. Also make sure your brush isn't dropping little things while you're hardening it. Got one there. Alright. Now I'm actually going to switch brushes because this one is starting to really get edit this part out, future me. Edit a lot of this out, future me. Alright, so now we're going to take these and we're going to gently flip them over. Flatten, make sure we get them flattened out. And then we go again with the hardening stuff just so we get both sides covered in the solution. And I don't know if you can see it, but the paper towel is getting quite covered in chemicals because any excess chemical is dropping off of the beads and going onto the paper towel, which is why I have the paper plate under it. All right, and so then I turn the plate if I have more more fringe earrings to do, so that I don't disturb those. And I just start on a new fringe earring. And I get them set up. And then just repeat the process with these. See, that one was a 2-drop one. That one tends to fold more than the regular brick stitch or peyote stitch tops. But these tops also like to flip. But it's all just brushing it on. The fringe, you brush on the fringe just so that it doesn't, not on, okay, hold on. On fringe earrings on the tops, not on the actual fringe. Do not cover the actual fringe in chemicals, because I know someone will blame me if they do. But for stitch markers, it's only slightly different. So yeah. That's all you have to do. And these will dry for 24 hours and then they will be hardened. The only time they will unharden is if you fold them a lot and break the seal that the chemicals creates on top of it. So I hope this has been informative for those who, you know, were worried that I was doing something I shouldn't be doing to fringe earrings. And also informative to people who are making fringe earrings and want to keep their fringe earrings from flipping on them. So yeah, this has been Cindy Emmy with a beading video. I hope you have a wonderful week and God bless. Oh, and leave a like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out.